I'm here for another retro review. This retro review is WCW Spring Stampede 1997. The second of 5 Spring Stampedes, but the first one of it being a yearly event. So, this Spring Stampede took place April the 5th, 1997 from the Tupulo Coliseum in Tupelo, Mississippi, the home of the worst WCW pay-per-view I've yet watched, Uncensored 1995, which I did a review of. That is in the retro review playlist. This show is much better than Uncensored 95. It's in a much better time for wrestling, or at least for WCW. WWE would get good in the very, very end of 97. So we open with the Ultimate Dragon versus Rey Mysterio Jr. 3 stars. These guys always had very good matches of each other. Shows here, this is a good match. Mysterio wins with a springboard Hurricane Run into a pinfall. And, yeah, 3 stars. Good match. So then we get the WCW World Women's Championship match. One of only 3 that ever took place on WCW pay-per-view. Starrcade 96, here, and then the Great American Bash in 97, which I will review during my Great American Bash review series coming up in June. It's Akira Hokuto versus Medusa. Okay match here. 1.5 stars. Finish comes when Medusa goes for a power bomb, and then Luna Vachon clips Medusa's knee and allows Hokuto to get the win. So next we have the WCW World Television Championship match. Prince Iaukea versus Lord Steven Regal. Okay match. 1.5 stars. Iaukea wins, and then Regal assaults him. I believe Iaukea dropped the title the next night to the Ultimate Dragon, but again, could be wrong on that. That was nearly 20 years ago. That was 18 years ago. So then we get Public Enemy versus Steve McMichael and Jeff Jarrett. A match was supposed to take place on Uncensored, but Steve McMichael and Jeff Jarrett joined Team Piper for that clustered match that was at Uncensored 97, which I'll probably review as a review down the road. 1-star tag match, nothing special. 1 star, Public Enemy win. So then we get the WCW United States Championship match. Dean Malenko versus Chris Benoit. Good match. Best match on here. Benoit wins by DQ technically when Kevin Sullivan cracks him in the back of a 2x4 or some small board and all that. Good match, though. Very good match. Best match on here. 3.5 stars. So then we get the WCW World Tag Team Championship match. Kevin Nash versus Rick Steiner. Yes, a single match for the tag team titles. Now, why was this a single match for the tag team titles? Well, it was supposed to be a tag match. Scott Hall had no show for like 3 weeks of appearances because, you know, the guaranteed contract. So he wasn't here for this show. So then it was going to be a handicap match, Kevin Nash against both Steiners. But then they did an angle backstage where Scott Steiner hit a police officer and then was arrested for assaulting a police officer. So Scott Steiner was arrested. So you had this single match for the tag team titles. Nash wins. He demands Nick Patrick be the referee. Syxx removes the turnbuckle pad, and then Nash just proceeds to constantly ram Rick Steiner's head into the exposed turnbuckle with snake eyes, which he does 4 times, and discuss Ted DiBiase, who walks away and left the NWO right after this, and Nick Patrick, who makes a reluctant 3 count to allow Nash to get the win after the powerbomb. Patrick also left the NWO right after this, and that essentially happened at the main event. So then we get a 4 corners match, and the winner would get a World Championship match at a later date. It's Lex Luger versus the Giant versus Booker T versus Stevie Ray. So it is a 4 corners match with all 4 of them doing a single goal, but none of them have individual entrances. They all have a tag team entrance. This is an okay 4 corners match. Finish comes when the Giant could have won the match, but he insists Luger tag him, and Luger torture acts Stevie Ray. and Luger wins. Luger would get that championship match in August, 5 days before Road Wild of 1997, and beat Hogan, only to lose the title to Hogan 5 days later at Road Wild. So, 3 stars. So then we get the main event. One of the feuds of 1997 in WCW was started here. As it's Diamond Dallas Page versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. They would have another match in the main event of the Great American Bash in 97 because Hulk Hogan decided not to wrestle. Not to defend his title for several months in 97. So, yeah, okay match, 2.5 star, no DQ match. This whole feud had kicked off and uncensored when they defaced Kimberly, when the NWO defaced Kimberly, and Savage had this Playboy centerfold of Kimberly and all that. So, of course, memorable during all this was Page dressing up as a park and actually defeated Randy Savage on a Nitro. But Page wins here. He catches Savage with a diamond cutter. Savage had technically taken out the referee, so Nick Patrick comes in and he makes the 3 count, which angers the NWO. They power bomb Nick Patrick. Savage is going to deck Kimberly, but Eric Bischoff tells him not to do that because Bischoff knows what would happen to that. And Savage shoves Bischoff, and they were teasing distinction in the NWO, which would come to fruition in 1998. So out of a possible 40 stars, this is 16.5. So it's actually not a bad show in terms of ring work. It's not a bad show. It doesn't mean anything in the history of WCW because most of this show doesn't go anywhere else. In fact, the Malenko-Benoit match was basically there to continue the Benoit-Kevin Sullivan feud up until Bash at the Beach, because Benoit was busy with Ming for 2 months, and then he got Sullivan at Bash at the Beach 97. So, yeah, 16.5 out of 40. That's around the C- area, C- range. This will be in the Retro Review series. Next Retro Review will probably be the 5th in your house. This will be in the Retro Review Series playlist. And on the end of the month, the last Thursday of this month, will be the day before the 1st, which is the 31st. I will be reviewing Backlash 2006, the event I was at. That I can actually give you some very hopeful, some insight about what being at a live WWE show was at 2006, because I was at that show. So if you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.